In China, China urged restraint after Iran-Israel missile escalation, calling for de-escalation and warning further conflict could destabilize the wider Middle East region and affect global security and energy supplies.
I just got off the phone with President Trump as Iranian ballistic missiles were soaring through the skies of Israel. The Iranians have launched 4 waves of missiles at this country in response to the Israeli strikes on the Lebanese capital of Beirut earlier today. President Trump told me I'm not happy about it when I asked him about the Israeli strikes against Hezbollah that took place. The president told me that this Iranian missile fire is certainly not going to help negotiations, and he indicated there was significant progress that could have led to an agreement as soon as Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, according to the president. You can see the traffic behind me also coming from the northern part of Israel. The city of Haifa in the north was under significant ballistic missile fire, and these people are likely in part trying to get out of the city. President Trump told me what I would suggest to Iran: you've shot your missiles, that's enough. Get back to the table and make a deal.
If you fire...
What would America suggest we do if we would suggest to them what to do if Mexico would shoot 4 barges of missiles into the United States of America aimed at civilians, and the excuse would be because America is fighting the cartels? Let's hear it out, because they have an answer for that.
Fired a U.S. Navy ship. What are we supposed to do? Say, oh, there's a ceasefire, we're not going to shoot down your drone. That's a stupid question. That's a stupid position to take. Of course we fired back at them. They were shooting at us. That's what I would expect to do. Only stupid countries don't shoot back when you're shot at. And we're not a stupid country.
Sir,
Only stupid countries don't shoot back, and we're not a stupid country. And that's what Israel did. By the way, welcome back, guys. So Iran broke the ceasefire and started attacking Israel. And then Trump was immediately urging Israel not to respond, which is crazy. And of course, Israel didn't listen, and thank God they didn't, because with all due respect, I think that America is just being fooled by a terrorist organization. If you don't believe me, hear it out from him. This is an interview that was given to them shortly after.
many Americans are waking up this morning seeing images of Israel and other nations try to defend itself. What is your message to the American people about how far Iran will go?
Well, we have no limit to defend ourselves.
Does that include attacking Americans?
Well, we are attacking the American military built-up in our region. We are not attacking Americans in their land. Americans are attacking our people in our cities. But this is not what we are going to do. We are attacking the Americans' bases, military bases in the region, and military installations and facilities. And this is only as an act of self-defense.
I can't believe they still say that. And the reason they still say that, because gullible Western governments still fall for it. As an act of self-defense, we want a nuclear weapon for research purposes to save the bees. We don't want to use it against Israel. And then the next sentence is death to America, death to Israel. We're not going to use it against you. Death to America, death to Israel. Self-defense. I mean, how stupid do they think the West is? But I'll give it for them. It's actually working. Remember, the war started with Donald Trump and America saying, we're going to go and erase an entire civilization. We're going to topple that regime. All hell is going to break loose on them. And all of a sudden, we're in the place of, guys, you know, don't fight with them. Let them keep shooting at you. We're very close to get a deal. Which deal? They broke the last one and the one before and the one before and the one before. They keep lying to your face. And right now, they're literally attacking American targets, attacking Arab countries around them, attacking Israel, and still sponsoring terrorism. And they're pretending to be doing that in order to protect Lebanon. But the Lebanese government even came out and said, we don't need you to protect us. Get out of this. We don't want you, Iran. We want the IDF to destroy Hezbollah. So they're not really defending Lebanon. They're defending the terrorist organization that is in control over Lebanon. And that's a whole different thing. But let's keep hearing it from this clown, because it's bizarre that America is falling for this.
We are not the one who started this aggression. It was the United States and Israel who started this aggression. So there is no limit for us to defend ourselves. But once the aggression is stopped, we would also stop our self-defense. This is quite obvious and quite natural.
This is breaking.
You know what? He's saying that because there is Americans believe it, and they're going to put a pressure on the government because obviously they don't believe it themselves. You know, Iran has been threatening to destroy America for quite a long time, and now they're working actively on building a nuclear bomb to do that. They've been sponsoring the terrorist organizations that are in charge of the biggest number of deaths to Americans, you know, until 9/11, which is Hezbollah. They've been sponsoring terrorist activities and sleeper cells inside the United States and outside the United States against Americans. They've been shooting constantly at American targets, including with the Houthis who are attacking American ships. So they've been doing it for a very long time for no self-defense reasons. But they throw these words because they work on the West, and it's very, very silly. Now, Israel, thank God, did not listen and went and retaliated and shot many of their targets. As you can see here, destroying some of their launch sites and some of their silos. Apparently, Israel used some new missiles they haven't used from the beginning of the war. The Iranians are complaining that Israel used top secret ballistic missiles that were shot from aircrafts, from airplanes. And it's known to be there's only a few countries in the world that have the capability to do that. We know that Rafael, which is the industry in Israel for weaponry and technology, have been working on creating these missiles. And the advantage you have when you have that is that they're almost impossible to spot them, because if you get a stealth, airplane that will go undetected or fly very low and then go up, from the moment he launched it until the moment it hits is like seconds. There's almost impossible to intercept it. And it's a very, very deadly strategic munition that Israel might be using. Now, Israel went and attacked apparently at several locations around Iran, retaliating against this attack, mostly at launchers that they have to destroy these launchers. And as you can see here, the Iranian people are obviously going in the streets and celebrating as they see the ballistic missiles flying into Israel. Here's Hezbollah flags. These are terrorist organizations. That's the people that Trump is trying to tell you, let's negotiate with them, guys. And that's honestly very, very bizarre. Now, I want to ask you a question.
This is breaking news.
Is why do you think America is doing that? Why are they asking Israel to negotiate all of a sudden? It looks to me like America have reached to the point where this government and the government before, they're not able to finish wars. And the reason for that is, doesn't matter which war they start, if it's a justified war, the most justified war possible. If America would have went and fought Nazi Germany with this kind of government, we would have probably been living right now under Nazi Germany rules, because they would have never finished the war, or we would have probably still be in World War II until now. And the reason, because today the opposition in the United States and in modern countries is more concerned in destroying their own government rather than winning a war against an enemy. So whenever one party will start with an initiative, it could be war or any other, big movement, the other party will jump and do whatever it takes to delegitimize this government, destroy it from within, in order to win the next election, on the expense of actually losing a war. Because that's what's happening right now. I mean, the American army is the strongest that it was ever been. That is undoubtable. They've never been that strong. So they can finish that war. The American government is not united. It's broken from within. And they have so many voices that are trying to, every second step that Donald Trump will do, that this government will go, they will go against it with all their might and all their force. And it's working. And that's why there's a lot of Iranians and people in the world that are saying, if Israel would have led this war would have been finished long time ago. And with America leading this war, we're seeing right now, it's not working. It's just not working. And it's very, very sad to see that. Now, Israel went with a serious
This is
threat.
breaking news. Iran to the...
I'll show you right
Hezbollah,
now.
The family should reject drone attack.
When Israel heard this, they did not stay... Thank God they didn't listen to Donald Trump. And they said this.
Against the Lebanese capital of Beirut earlier today.
לפני זמן קצר, משטר הטרור האיראני שיגר טילים לעבר שטח מדינת ישראל.
Not long ago, the Iranian regime shot missiles into Israeli territory. We've been ready for this.
משטר הטרור האיראני ביצע טעות חמורה.
The Iranian regime have committed a terrible mistake, and now they're going to pay for that. And that is, thank God, the response of Israel, because if Israel would have not done that and would have listened to Trump and to America about this, then it would have sent a message, and that's what the Iranians were counting on, that Israel is full-on a puppet of America, and they will do what America tells them to do, and they have no capability of defending themselves. And, you know, you heard America say that. What kind of a stupid country would you be if someone would shoot a missile into your country and you would not respond back? Now, I'm going to look right now in some of the comments, guys. It's good to see you here, all of you. American politicians have no allies or friends. Israel is the opposite. It is a trustworthy partner. Some people are saying that Trump telling Israel not to respond might have been a feint, might have been a trick. It could be. It could be that they're playing good cop, bad cop again. Let's see. I do see a lot of influence from Turkey, from Qatar, from Saudi Arabia into preventing America and Israel to finish this war. And I think they have their own reasons for that, which are more religious Islamic reasons, but they also have a lot of money. And they managed to lobby their way into America. If anyone's wondering who might be trying to control America, and they all try to blame it on Israel, well, go look at Qatar, go look at Saudi Arabia, Turkey, go look at China. All these countries are spending way more money investing it in America, in the government and in the political system, in the educational system, trying to push their agendas. So go look at them, guys, first, because you can see it right now on the ground, what is happening. Now I want to go and show you a really cool video from the Yamam operation. So Israel released new images from the hostage rescue that happened 2 years ago, where the Yamam went and rescued 4 hostages from inside Gaza. If you remember that, when they went and rescued Noah Gamani and the other 3 dudes that were held hostage. So this image is from the Noah Gamani. Some of you might have remember her from when she was kidnapped, plucked up from the hands of her boyfriend, by the way, by innocent Gazan citizens, and then later on handed to the hands of the Hamas Nukhba elite terrorist kind of unit. And in this video, you can see face-to-face, hand-to-hand, close quarter combat between the Yamam to these terrorists in 2 different locations as they went and rescued them. And that's also the operation that Arnon Zamora died, which is the guy here in the image. He was the only fallen soldier in this operation. Yamam, if you don't know, is the Israeli equivalent of a SWAT unit, but I would put it in the tier of Delta Force and other tiers like that, like SAS. They're probably the best hostage rescue unit in the world, and they're not part of the IDF, by the way. They're part of the Israeli police. And they went on this operation in broad daylight inside one of the most dense neighborhoods in Gaza. And they even had their agents, the Shabak, most likely. It's not the Mossad, guys. Don't get excited about these things. The Shabak mostly operate inside of Gaza and Palestine territory. The Mossad will operate in further areas like Iran, a little bit in Lebanon maybe, and other enemies around the world. So the Shabak had their own people with the Yamam and with other units. We call them gray units. And they were embedded inside of that neighborhoods for weeks, including Israeli female special forces, gathering intelligence, drinking coffee, Fauda style, and giving all the information needed to the whereabouts, the location, and the number of guards that they will have. And then the Yamam came and raided in 2 separate missions at the same time, simultaneously rescuing the hostages. So let's watch this video because it's quite crazy. So this is where Andre and Shlomi and Almog. That's the other location where they went. That's when they said 3 of them are in our hands. And they went and look at this, crazy guys, in broad daylight. Oh, this is insane. Look at this. This is, if you don't know, this is a Negev. Negev is an Israeli-made machine gun that is for suppressing power, take down heads, take cover so people can keep running while it's shooting, and have a silencer on it. And it comes in different sizes. You have a micro Negev, a mini Negev, you have a normal Negev, and etc. Special forces usually would use the smaller ones. so you can still take it in urban warfare, and still it will pack a punch. And usually you will use it when you are in areas like this where you just want to give covering fire for all the forces. One thing that I've seen about the Imam, and I've trained with them and I've seen them live in action, I've went to combat with them, not kidding guys, they're insane. The level of firepower that they bring into operation with the level of deadly precision is something that I've never seen with any other unit around the world, and they just don't play games. Whoo! Crazy, right? Probably taking down some people in the windows, covering fire. He's breaking the door probably with a shotgun. Whoop, 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 whoop. Watch this. Did you catch this? Wow, I'm gonna show you again, guys. You wanna see this. Oh, let's see. You wanna see this. You wanna see this. Okay. Watch this. So this guy right now have snuck into the balcony. He's undetected. He have managed to sneak into the balcony. He's standing by the door there with probably a shotgun or some explosive. How do I know? Because I used to do these things. And the moment, and there's probably a small balcony. Probably there's nothing for him to move beside. And the moment that he breaks the door now, look what happened. He shoot it with a shotgun. The door is open. These guys are jumping from the balcony. You see that? They're jumping. So there's probably a whole team with a ladder. They're just waiting. And they jump through the balcony and they run in, rush into the house. And they start a gunfight, face to face, with the elite of the Hamas. You know, I think there were like dozens of them there, guarding the hostages. That's Arnon Zamora, probably in one of his last moments before he died during the fight. 24 is injured. That's probably his number there. And they went in and they rescued the hostages. Here they are. We came to rescue you guys. Don't be afraid. And then they run outside under fire. Woo! And that's when they were, you know, with the Shabak and the others on the airplane, on the helicopter, as they were going. Now, something really crazy happening in this operation. You see, Noah Gamani rescue was easier. And that's the girl. And the reason for that, because she was on the first floor. That's the three guys here in the... Imagine what's going in their heads. They just had like the Imam burst in. Epic scale fight, face to face with the elite of Hamas, butchering them in front of their eyes, just shooting in flashbangs and killing them and rescuing the hostages and pulling them out under fire, by the way. They got pulled out under fire. I'll tell you that story in a second. It's a crazy one. So that's Noah Gamani, Aliyah Shel Noah Masok, when she was in the helicopter. And that's the three guys when they reached Israel. And that's in the vehicle, I think. Yeah, that looks like images from the vehicle. Yes, that's in the vehicle. That's when they break out from the house here, actually. And they go and rescue them. So, when they decided to do this operation in broad daylight. And that's unheard of. Because you want to come at night, you have night vision. Most of them don't have. You have the advantage. The streets are empty. There's less chances for civilian casualties. And also a lot of their innocent civilians who are part of this terrorist movement called the Palestinian movement, basically. A lot of the citizens in Gaza are terrorists themselves. We've seen that on October 7 because thousands of them went after Hamas, and they did even worse thing than the Hamas official soldiers with uniform. Not that they did anything nice. So a lot of these citizens are sleeping right now. Let's call them terrorists. A lot of these terrorists are sleeping right now at night. When you go in broad daylight, they're all awake. They're all waiting. They're all like ready there while you're sitting in the streets. The advantage you have is they're maybe not expecting you, but also it's harder to sneak in broad daylight usually because it's so difficult to move in Gaza. In general, in Muslim countries, especially in rural areas, definitely in Palestine, in Jordan, other places, every second step that you'll take, someone is going to ask you, what's your name, where you're from, and when inti, shu ismak, shu ism abuk, what's the name of your father. They will interrogate you. They think like there's some kind of a Mossad agent interrogating anyone that is spy that is coming to their country. I got interrogated every second person when I hiked all of Jordan. I literally walked all of Jordan by foot. I got kidnapped in Jordan. Crazy story. For another time, I became good friends with the captors, and, you know, everything was fine. at the end. But it was scary for a moment. Story for another time. Long story short is every second person I've met there asked me, where are you from? What is this accent? Who's your relatives? What's the name of your grandfather? So they're very suspicious. So the imam went in broad daylight in these streets, pretending to be relocated citizens from Gaza who are moving from place to place because of the war, displaced, citizens, wearing like, they probably went with like the Mujahideen kind of outfit. I got this from Afghanistan. Don't ask me how, but it was belonged to the Mujahideen. So they probably had like this outfit and covered, all in with their machine gun dangling under it, pretending to be women and men going in. And then when the operation came, they took it off and they went in, start shooting their way, pistols, machine guns, Negev, grenades, everything. All hell broke loose in seconds in two different locations. Noor Gamani rescued quite easily because they were able to go inside the house from different windows, different locations, eliminate the terrorists, rescued her. By the way, she was held by doctors and journalists. The other three, and because she's a woman, they probably thought they don't need that much guarding on her because she's easier, and they were probably hoping to make her a sex slave. The other three hostages were held on the third floor, I think, and they had a whole team of Hamas, Nukhba, elite, terrorists. And from what I've heard, these are rumors, but I've heard it from several places, there were a change of shifts right when they got there. So they were like double team right now of these terrorists all waiting in one place when the Yamam and the Shabak broke in. All hell broke loose very fast. And as someone who came from a hostage rescue unit in the IDF, and I've done this training and operations so many times, let me tell you one thing. One of the hardest things is to do this operation when it's the second or third or fourth floor. Very difficult, complicates things very much. And on top of that, to do it in an enemy country behind enemy lines when you're alone there, and in a place like Gaza where all this population is in on this, they all want you dead. So they start this fight, they kill all the terrorists, they rescue the hostages, all of them come out alive. The orders of Hamas was to kill them the moment that these Yamam will break in. They managed to survive. And now on the way out, the team with Noor Gamani, their vehicle breaks down. So a whole fight starts going in, Black Hawk down. Israel realized that their vehicle is breaking down. They're shooting at their vehicle and they're fighting back right now. So what Israel does is sends the special forces, the tank brigades, and the air force, and they create like the departing the Red Sea for them. They create a wall of fire because they have right now hundreds, if not even thousands, of Muslims running on the rooftops, innocent civilians with AK-47s, grenades, IEDs, RPGs, or even just to throw bricks on them, running on the rooftops, running in the streets, trying to go and kill. And that is one thing you need to understand about places like Palestine and in general, many Muslim areas around the world. I know a personal story of a Dutch blonde girl that I've personally warned her not to go to Egypt during the Arab Spring. She wanted to go and celebrate with the Egyptians. I told her, don't go. You're a blonde, you're Europeans, bad things will happen to you. She got angry at me. She called me all kind of names, Islamophobe, I don't know what, and she went. When she was there, she got jumped by an Egyptian man who wanted to sexually violate her. And he started pulling her hair, ripping her clothes. When she was calling for help, 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 I'm being beep, I'm not going to use that word here. The men who heard her calling for help came in and joined on it and started ripping her clothes and ripping her skin and sexually violating her. And the more she shouted, the more people came to help the people who are doing that for her. So there's some places around the world that when you call for help as an outsider, they're gonna come and kill you even more and hurt you even more. Some places are just literally not kind places. Palestine is one of these places. When you call for help in the street there, if you're not a local, even if you're local, sometimes they'll lynch you. So she had her skull, the hair ripped, I don't know what. She managed to be rescued in the end, I think by the police, got back to Israel, was in the hospital, recovered, saved. And I went to talk to her and make sure that she's fine. I hope she learned her lesson. Turn the volume up. Is the volume not high enough? Is it better now, guys? Let's do a test. You gotta be kidding me. I spoke until now with low volume. How about now? Is this better? We'll do a test. We need to draw a drawing. Is this better, guys? 1 1 test test. I'm gonna wait for someone to tell me if this is better, and if not, we'll try to change it. How's it going, guys? 1 1 test test. Hambasel, it's very low. Okay, maybe you need to clean your ears better. What about the other side? Is this better now? So I guess the first one was better. The volume is just fine. Okay, thanks, guys. Sorry, maybe. Well, they're trying to help. They're trying to help. So, where was I? Yes, I hope she got better. So, my point is that walking in these areas in broad daylight and all these Muslims coming right now to lynch you have led Israel to go and just obliterate everyone around, and they had to change a vehicle, fix it, and they went out and managed to rescue all the hostages out of this war zone. What a crazy operation, and it's so cool that they've released new images from this. The next video here, we're gonna hear some of the testimonies of the soldiers from the Imam and the intelligence officer as they explain to us some of the things that were going around. Tell me, guys, if the audio is good. OBS here looks like it's good on my side, but I don't know. You know, maybe some people also have the volume low, so then it confuses everyone else. You up your volume. Come on, dude. Now you up your volume, so you made me go through this whole thing. Never mind. I forgive you. I know it was out of good intention. So look here. Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. Did you see that? Look at this. Look at this. You see this guy here? So he's not wearing the IDF uniform. He was probably one of the undercover guys that I was talking about, either a Shabak guy or some of the guys that came and dressed as other stuff. That might be a bra. This white thing, that might be a fake bra that he had on him that is just open right now because he flexed. Because many of the time they will have even grenades in their bras as they're going into this operation. Or it could be that he was one of the Shabak guys that was with them. If you ever wonder why would they use a pistol in an operation like this, so you see, when you're with a gun, an assault rifle, it's much better than a pistol. It packs, it's stronger. You can also fight with it. It shoots more accurate, etc. But if you come to close quarters, that gun can tick, hit your microphone, hit your window, hit everything, bump it around. A pistol, also, it's easier to maneuver. So if someone close to you, you can shoot him like this and then push him away. You can come and change, take a few targets at the same time, pam. With a gun, it's a little bit harder. You can still reach a level that you're very good with a gun, but sorry, dude. Go on. You can close the mic. Is the audio still working, or is this guy just trolling? So anyway, with a pistol, often you'll have special forces or anyone will change to you will drop the main one, change to a pistol, keep fighting, and then come and take the main one and keep going on, and etc. Watch this. So this is an intelligence officer. He's saying that basically you would train all your life in these units. That's what they train for. Hostage rescue, many of them would not get to do a proper hostage rescue, but that's like the main goal that they train for. And the reason for that is because there's 3 main units in the IDF that can do hostage rescue. That's Yamam, Sayeret Matkal, and Shade. It's close, actually 4. And Lotar Elat, or at least they used to be. I don't know if they're still doing that today. They're the ones who are training for hostage rescue, which is the hardest professional training for that particular kind of missions. And then you have other special units like Shaldag, like Maglan, like Duvdevan, which do intervention, meaning that they will train hostage rescue, but that's not their main thing. So they're very mobile. They might get there first. And if they get there first, they're expected to secure the area and then wait for Yamam, Matkal, Lotar Elat, or Shayet Shlosa if it's in the sea, and then let them go and rescue the hostages because they've trained for it. It's very, very difficult to do these operations without killing all the hostages. Now, if they start massacring the hostages inside, the intervention unit will go in and go and rescue and do the job for them. So Yamam trains particularly for that training, which is why they're so good at fighting, because you really learn to fight under pressure. Imagine you jump through a window and you have 20 people inside the room. They're all dressed the same, wearing the same outfit, the same masks, and only 3 terrorists are inside. And everybody's panicking right now, and you need to be super cool and manage to take down the terrorists without hurting the civilians. It's very, very hard. Most units will end up under pressure, just massacring everyone inside. So that's why you want these surgical precision with elite warriors that can go and do these kind of operations. And that's the kind of training that I used to do and many others from these units used to do for counterterrorism. It doesn't mean that they're better at any other, battlefield. If you will take the Yamami, you'll send them right now behind enemy lines in the desert with the SAS will eat them like nothing, because they train for that. They train to survive and navigate and do these recon missions behind enemy lines and etc. That's not their job. Their job, well, when it comes to, if you put the 2 of them in a building and give them paintball guns, 9 out of 10, the Yamam will just eliminate them, because that's literally their job, and they're very good. It's like gladiators in an arena. Thank you, Mark Flesh, that the audio is clear. I wanted to make sure. That's in the balcony. That was a crazy one. I don't know if you saw that, guys. If you didn't, go back to what I explained. Something really cool happened here. May he rest in peace. Gibor Israel. This is Andrei Almog and Shlomi. He's talking about them. He says, we knew immediately that the moment that they will touch the building that had the 3 male hostages in it, fighting will start. Significant fighting. From the moment that we'll touch that building, we knew it's going to become a fight. So that's why they had to do the 2 rescue operations at the same time. So they had to split both units, go in the same time, same unit, and do the whole thing together. What a crazy operation. Anyway, guys, I have a relative from Syria who's coming to visit me today, a Druze, a cousin of mine from the Ashkar family that was actually kidnapped by ISIS and Al-Qaeda, and the Syrian people, and stabbed a few times, managed to fight them off, and escaped, and then fled Syria, came into Germany, and is now living and fully integrated in Germany. Brilliant guy, very impressive, very quiet and kept to himself. So I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to have him on my show, tell his story, but super fascinating. And the coolest thing, he's my relative, and I've never met him before. I mean, now I've met him a few times. He's coming to see my mom. But when I met him the first time, boy, it's like what? It's like meeting your brother, just a more handsome version of me. Like way more. He's very handsome. So you meet this guy, and you look at him like, wow, he looks like me. He looks like he can definitely, be from my family, because he is, because his grandfather was the brother of my grandfather. So I'm gonna meet him today. I don't know if they made it. They probably came right now. Let's see. So they're coming right now. So I'm going to be spending some time with them. I was on a vacation with my kid. I visited another Druze Syrian family that lives here in Germany. I'm not going to say too much details about them because they like to be kept for themselves as well. But wow, amazing family. And the food that they gave me, my God, me and my mom, I'm not kidding, guys. I might have gained 5-6 kilos of Druze food. That's the reason that I keep the camera right now above my belly. It's literally under the table right now. Like if I move in, I'm gonna break the table. I've gained so much weight eating yummy Druze food. Druze hospitality is the next thing. And I would love to interview him as well. I would love to. I'll ask him. I'll see if he's willing to do it. Many of them are just afraid to share their faces because, in general, peaceful minorities in Europe are not safe because the same Muslims are killing them and trying to eradicate them in Muslim countries have came into Europe and have managed to convince silly Europeans that they're the victims and that anyone that comes and point out what they're doing is actually bad guys. So many of these minorities don't dare to speak here in Europe because they'll get silenced by the authorities, by the people in Europe, and shamed and called Islamophobes, and they will get targeted by the Muslims who will come and try to kill them here in Europe. It's a very sad reality. I wish it wasn't that case. And every time that I tell it to my European friends, it just goes over their head. I think it's too much for them to deal with. They don't want to admit that they've said never again, especially in Germany, and swore that they will stand and fight against Nazism. And at the same breath, they're allowing new version of modern day religious fanatic barbaric Nazis called radical Muslims to come into their countries and cities, and they're protecting them. And it's not a minority. It's not a minority. So anyway, I just came back from the weekend there. That's why I wasn't very active with some of my live videos, but I'm going to be doing more lives now that I'm back home. And let's see, maybe I'll be able to interview some of these relatives of mine or cousins. Maybe I can get them blurred. Maybe I can get him with a blurred face and audio to come and share his story. That would be something. Let's see. I don't promise. I'm going to meet him very soon and I'll try to convince him. But either way, guys, thanks for sticking around. And another guy is complaining about my audio. All right, before I finish, I want to fix this once and for all. How is my audio right now? Because it's important. And I'm a boomer. So how is the audio? Is it good or not? Let's do a poll. How can we do a poll? Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Audio good or bad? Good. Bad. Okay, we start a poll. Khalash. So if Shagadol is saying it's weak, although Lee is saying it's great. All right, let's do this. What about now? Is it better? Is the audio better now? Audio is a little low as well. Okay. Is the audio better now, guys? I'm gonna do a test. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled. I will sing a song for you. With things from far away. Special things I compiled. Each one there to make you smile. This is louder. On a rainy day. Louder, right? They can say we all sound crazy. I'm gonna talk from here. They can say we lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away from here to a world that we design. And every night I lie in bed. Is it louder when I speak from here also? Because I move a lot. No. Sorry, Lee, you're stuck. That's me and Rafi's favorite song. That's me and Rafi's favorite song. We've been singing in the shower since he was born, basically. Literally. When he was born, I was singing him this song all the time. So it's good. The brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams is keeping me awake. Good, good. Still quiet unless I crank up my speakers, I see. Quieter with distance. Get close to the mic. I see. Sing Drew's song. وليش الصياد ما بيصيد الغزال. Okay. Guys, thank you so much. I definitely shower song. Singing in the rain. I will do my best to try to fix this audio as well. For once, I honestly, what I need is I need someone who understands about computers and OBS and technology in general that will just come and visit me, and I'll give him coffee and food and cakes and Drew's food, and we'll just come and sit with me for 1 hour and just fix everything and then seal it, and I will not touch anything so I don't break it. That's what I need. or else I'm gonna keep teaching myself how to do these things, and that's basically what's been going on. You're welcome for the singing. I'm glad it was came to good ears. Can I share and pull? Okay, look, guys. 70% are saying that the audio was good. 30% is bad. Still, 30% means a lot. So there is 30% here that they didn't enjoy the audio, and I'm gonna give you my word, I will work on it to fix it. But don't forget to do the like, share, subscribe, the whole shebang, and also go and check my Patreon if you want to find direct, practical, financial ways to support this channel. The Drew's Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra. And yes, don't do anything stupid. That's a very good tip I have to give you. And also, I'm gonna keep doing some U mingles. So maybe tonight I'll jump on one, or maybe tomorrow to go on these fun debates. Although lately they're becoming very boring. Like, you rarely get an intelligent debate there, and you just get really weirdos trying to just, especially from Egypt. Like, so many Hitler-loving Egyptians I've seen there. It's quite crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna do a short recording. That's true. That's true. I Nora, what a legend. Enjoy your plan. Thank you so much, Hambasa Metis 19999. Yeah,